Imagine waking up one morning to the love of your life vanishing without a trace, leaving you shattered and questioning everything, only for her to reappear years later with a shocking secret that could upend your world all over again. Stick around, because this Reddit-style relationship nightmare is about to unfold in ways you won't see coming. You know those stories where someone says, "I never saw the signs," over and over? Well, that's exactly how it hit me. My wife and I had been together for 4 solid years of marriage, and honestly, I thought we had it all figured out. We were on the same page about everything, with big dreams mapped out for our future together. From day one after tying the knot, kids were at the heart of our conversations. She'd light up talking about having a couple of little ones, brainstorming names, imagining the perfect nursery setup, and scrolling through endless baby outfits online. It was our special bond, something that kept us excited and close, picturing this beautiful family life ahead. Everything felt so right, like we were on the brink of something amazing. But then, fate threw us a curveball that changed it all. After months of trying without luck, we saw a specialist, and the news crushed me. Turns out, the issue was on my end. My sperm count was way too low for natural conception. Our odds were basically zero. It was like a dagger to the gut. All those visions of our future evaporated in an instant, and I felt utterly broken, like I'd failed as a man. I spiraled hard at first, barely holding it together, but therapy eventually pulled me out of the darkness. She seemed supportive in the beginning, reassuring me that we didn't need kids to be happy, that just us two was enough. But something felt off right away. Her words rang a little hollow. One day she's dreaming about family life, the next she's brushing it off like it never mattered. I get that people process grief differently, but her shift was eerie. No more baby talk. She'd shut down any mention of it. And worse, I noticed her looking at me differently, like I'd lost some shine in her eyes. Out of nowhere, she'd nitpick things she'd never mentioned before, saying I wasn't keeping fit, or I needed to pitch in more at home. Sure, I'd put on a bit of weight from the stress, but it felt like she was hunting for flaws. When I'd call her out, she'd gaslight me, insisting I was overreacting or imagining it all. This wasn't the woman I'd fallen for, the one who'd cuddle up and plan our forever. There was this chilling distance, like she'd already checked out emotionally but was just going through the motions. It wasn't outright mean, but the warmth was gone. As months turned to years, we drifted into this numb routine, more like roommates than partners. Deep talks? Forget it. I'd suggest alternatives like adoption or surrogacy, but she'd wave them away, claiming she was fine without kids, that our life was perfect as is. But her tone always felt forced, like she was convincing herself more than me. Then, one day, she springs this idea of a girl's getaway on me. We'd done stuff like that before. I'd always encouraged her independence, so it didn't raise red flags. Living in Brighton, she talked about heading to the States with her buddies for some fun. Trust had been our foundation, so I helped her pack, dropped her at the airport, and waved goodbye. Her last words lingered weirdly. "Thanks for always being there for me." She said it with such intensity, but I shrugged it off as sweet. The flight was about 9 hours. I stayed up, eager for her safe landing text. When the plane touched down, I called no answer. Texts went unread. I figured jet lag had her knocked out at the hotel. But morning came, still nothing. That gnawing worry crept in. More calls, more silence. Panic rising, I reached out to her sister, Zip. By now, my mind was racing with worst-case scenarios. Desperate, I contacted her friends supposed to be on the trip. Turns out they were chilling at home, blocks away, sipping coffee. No trip for them. The realization hit like a freight train. She'd lied about everything. No girl's adventure, she'd just disappeared. My world tilted. Sitting there, phone in hand, I felt my stomach drop. Why the deception? Why not just talk? Deep down, I knew this was deliberate. That thanks at the airport? It was her cryptic farewell. But what now? I was lost in a fog, refusing to believe it. The next morning, staring at her empty side of the bed, the truth sank in. She'd planned her exit, packed up, and vanished. Denial gripped me for days. I'd call her voicemail endlessly, leaving pleas for answers, but only echoes returned. The silence was torture, making me question if our whole life together had been a lie. Her family was as stunned as I was. No one had a clue. I'd show up at her mom's place, desperate for insight, and she'd feed me, let me vent. We'd dissect every odd moment, but it led nowhere. Emotions swung wildly. Fury 1 minute, crushing sadness the next, guilt wondering if I'd driven her away. What if I'd missed the clues? Been a better husband? I'd replay our fights, our quiet nights, searching for the breaking point. Sleep evaded me. Food tasted like ash. Work suffered. I'd zone out, barely scraping by. Admitting to colleagues that my wife had ghosted me? Humiliating. Eventually, I confided in close friends. They dragged me out, tried distractions, but my thoughts always circled back. Where was she? Was I ever enough? The constant questions from others. How's married life? Where's the missus? Felt like salt in the wound. I'd fake smiles, mutter fine. But each lie weighed heavier. Therapy became my lifeline after months of barely surviving. Unloading to a stranger helped unpack the betrayal, the void she'd carved out. Sessions revealed her choice wasn't my fault. No perfect action could have stopped her. Accepting that, brutal but freeing. I'd ignored her growing detachment, hoping it'd fix itself. No more. Bit by bit, I rebuilt. With time on my hands, I rediscovered old passions. Experimenting in the kitchen, hitting the gym, devouring books. Work turned into my anchor. Pouring energy there earned me a promotion I'd never chased before. It gave me purpose amid the chaos. Bad days still ambushed me. A forgotten photo, a shared song triggering floods of what-ifs. Did she ever think of me? Regret her choices? But those moments faded, replaced by new connections. Relinging with old buddies for hikes or golf felt like reclaiming lost pieces of myself. Looking back, I'd poured everything into being her husband, losing sight of me. Her exit forced a painful rebirth, but I emerged stronger, no longer defined by the abandonment. By year's end, the mirror showed a man who'd survived, ready to live without her shadow. Pride swelled, I'd moved on. Or so I thought. Life finally settled into a groove. Thriving job, solid friends, a rhythm that felt mine. Thoughts of her? Rare flickers, not daily haunts. So when a knock echoed one Saturday morning, I opened the door casually, only to freeze. There she stood, baby in arms, like an apparition from my nightmares. Shock iced my veins. She looked mostly the same, maybe a bit weary, smiling as if expecting a warm hug. Emotions I'd buried surged back. Anger, confusion, a twisted pang of old love. I stood mute, brain reeling. Can we talk inside? She asked, all casual, like years hadn't passed. The audacity floored me. After shattering me, she waltzed back expecting welcome? I held firm. No. Say it here. No way was I letting her taint my sanctuary. She shifted uncomfortably but plunged in. I've messed up big time. Leaving was the worst mistake. I see now you're the best thing in my life. Glancing at the baby, she added, this is our shot to be a family. Her eyes pleaded, like the child was some magic fix. Rage simmered, but curiosity won. Why'd you leave? I demanded, voice steady despite the storm inside. She hesitated, then confessed. I needed a child, and since you couldn't, I found someone who could. Blunt as a hammer. The guy bailed post-birth, so now she wanted me back. Like I was plan B. Betrayal burned fresh. She'd cheated, fled, built a new life, and now expected forgiveness? You ditched me for a baby daddy, had his kid, and think we can pretend it's fine? Tears streamed down her face. I'm sorry. I love you, we're meant to be. But it reeked of desperation, not remorse. She spun tales of single mom struggles, painting herself the victim, begging for help. I saw through it. She wanted a bailout, not reconciliation. Live with your choices, I said flatly. No second chances here. Her shock was palpable, like rejection never crossed her mind. Anger flared in her. You're selfish. I could have divorced you, taken half. as if sparing me that made her a saint. Relief washed over me. This was her true self, unmasked. Calmly, I replied, "We're over. Enjoy the life you chose." And I slammed the door, her protests muffled outside. Peace settled in that moment, like chains snapping free. But was that the end? Not quite. She didn't leave quietly. Banging resumed, please turning to rants. Curiosity peeked the door open again. She flipped scripts. "I'll forgive you for slamming it. We can fix this if we try." Laughter escaped me, her nerve was comical. That ignited her fury. "You don't get how lost I was," she yelled, cheeks red. But I countered, "You planned it all. The lies, the exit. Own it." She snapped, blaming me for everything. "If you'd handled the infertility better, I wouldn't have left." Twisting it so my flaw justified her betrayal. Unbelievable gymnastics. "You could have been honest," I shot back. "Not sneak away." Silence from her. Then, weaponizing the baby, "Think of him, he needs a dad. Don't be cruel." But I stood firm. "That's not my kid. Not my mess." Defeat crossed her face. She knew I'd won. One last glare, then she turned away. Closing the door felt final, victory at last. Freedom tasted sweet. But the drama lingered. Days later, her mom's text. Apologies for the mess. Empathy for my pain. Sweet woman. She'd supported me post-abandonment. I kept it brief. Thanks. No diving back in. Whispers trickled via mutuals. She crashed with parents. Baby daddy ghosted entirely. Bridges burned. Friends sided against her. Her folks struggled financially. Her dad even called, hinting at help for old time's sake. Politely, I declined. Her choices, her consequences. Old acquaintances piled on, guilting me. She's struggling. Be the bigger person for the kid. But I refused manipulation. I'd rebuilt alone. No way was I her fallback. Messages faded. Reality set in, I was done. Life bloomed anew. Simple joys like solo cooks, walks, unread books. No more pleasing others. Just me. Bumping into shared contacts. I'd deflect smoothly, closing that chapter. Last I heard, she bounced couch to couch, jobless, begging for aid. Still hoping I'd cave as dad. Fat chance. She'd face her fallout. I'd claimed my peace. Finally free, no shadows left. Quiet contentment, priceless. And yeah, it felt damn good. Hey, if this wild tale gripped you, hit that like button, share with a friend who's been through the ringer, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping real-life dramas straight from the Reddit trenches. Don't forget the bell to catch every twist. Have an epic day. Thanks for tuning in.